Hello everybody, my name is Dr. Ting Kim and today we will be discussing on Kamen Rider. So you might be asking, why is Kamen Rider? Wait, that name sounds familiar? So maybe it is because Kamen Rider is a television series which started in 1971, and actually this year is celebrating its 50th anniversary. That is right, Kamen Rider has been around for 50 years. And it all started by a manga artist called Shotaro Ishinomori. So he created a manga which was actualized in a live action back in 1971. It has 98 episodes in total, and I haven't watched it personally, but from what I've seen from clips, it looks good. Once you put aside the costumes for the monster, but the cast brings up the story. It carries the show basically. But because they had low budget, so it wasn't that good back in the day. But story wise, it's good. How they use special effects is all very amazing for that time. So yeah, I wouldn't get past the fact of it. So just because it has bad quality, don't skip it really. So yeah. Now how you want to watch Kamen Rider is up to you. But generally there are 3 different eras to watch. The first era being Showa, second Heisei, the most recent one is Reiwa. So I would say each different eras have their own gimmicks and themes. Showa is more older, so they have a darker theme and less gimmicks at the time. Heisei is more light theme, have their own gimmicks, especially for the phase 2 from 2009 to 2019. That is known as the Neo Heisei era, also known as Heisei phase 2. Basically they have more gimmicks and toys to promote, and yeah, that's basically it for the phase 2. They focus more on the toys and those are the gimmicks basically. For example, Kamen Rider Double, the introduction of the phase 2 uses Gaia memories, which are USB sticks. These USB sticks helps them to transform to Kamen Rider, and it's a good show. It's a really good show. The storytelling and world building is good, and the way they handle things are amazing. I would recommend it if you're new to it. And I think most of you guys will also have seen it before. Kamen Rider Double was on Octo in Singapore, and most of you probably will have seen it. So if you did and you enjoyed it, good news. There is a manga on it, and there's also an anime coming next year. So if you haven't watched Double and after this you feel like watching it, there is an anime coming up which continues the story. So yeah, that is a very good thing if you enjoy the series. So that is like the phase 2 of Heisei. Heisei phase 1 is slightly darker tone, less gimmicks, but also have a lot of good shows. For example, Den-O is a very popular one as well. Especially for the cast. The cast is lively, very exciting. And yeah, the fighting is nice, the story is also nice. So Den-O is also a nice show, but because it's much more older, the quality is not so good. That's why people turn it down, but it's really a good show. I've watched it a few times. It's awesome. The cast is the best, especially the Momotaros. And yeah, so let's talk about Reiwa. Reiwa is the latest introduction to the series. It started in 2019 and it's still ongoing, with the latest being Kamen Rider Revised. So yeah, if you want to watch the more recent one, that is your answer. So this Kamen Rider as well why do I like it so much? Well, Kamen Rider is, for one example, this is one of the Kamen Riders from my favorite show, Kamen Rider Exit. So Kamen Rider tells a story. It teaches you values, which a lot of kid shows do, but they show it through experience. So they show real life experience and teach you real life things that are going on. Discrimination, politics, it all happens. And sometimes you don't even know they're talking about it, which is good. So they teach you all that. And the way they build up the world is also amazing. For example, Kamen Rider build is one of the most amazing shows I've ever seen. The world building is amazing. How they managed to tell a story of a guy who has amnesia but is trying to save the world. Well, save the world is one way to put it. No spoilers, but Kamen Rider build is a fantastic show. The cast is amazing. The world building, storytelling is all good. And they take their time to really build out the world. They don't rush it. And they build up the story of each individual as well. They also have movies to continue, telling you the character's life story, etc. So if you enjoy those style of shows, Kamen Rider Build is one for you. Now, and Kamen Rider, the fighting choreography is amazing. The martial arts, the mix of martial arts, all that. One example is Kamen Rider Wizard. So Kamen Rider Wizard uses rings to transform, which is their gimmick, and to teach kids, to make sure kids don't use the rings to punch people, because most of the Kamen Rider they punch enemies, but because there's a ring on the wizard's finger, they don't want kids to just start taking the ring and just punching people. So instead, no, I'm not saying that they're teaching people to fight, but they're teaching, because kids, they understand, they don't understand not much. What they see, they copy. So to prevent kids from using rings to hit people, they make Kamen Rider Wizard have the kicking styles. So Wizard will just kick here, kick there, and the choreography is amazing. And the way they present the fighting scenes with that is also great. Their camera work is great, all that. So yeah, Kamen Rider is amazing to me. And Kamen Rider Exit, my most favorite series. Why do I love it so much? Well, it's about games, and I like playing games. And the storytelling is also good. World building is good. I'm sorry if I sound like a parrot just saying words. The storytelling, world building. But like the way they just tell you the character's story, they present, they don't tell you, they just show you sometimes. Like what the character is going through, they just show you. So that's using show, not tell. They show you how the emotions of the characters. They show you why this is important. They show you the values. And Exit, they builds up the character's life story. It focuses on different characters, especially in the movies. So after the whole series ended, they split off into different movies, and each movie builds up more to the character. Like some of the cast, you might feel confused, like what actually are they? Well, there's a movie that tells you more. There are plot holes. I mean, every show has their plot holes, but you get past that, it's amazing to watch. And Kamen Rider is no different. The CGI, yeah. So once you watch Kamen Rider, the first thing you will notice is the CGI. Now, it may not be the most amazing thing to see, but but the CGI, you will get past it. It is a whole meme in the community. So it is terrible, but it works. It works for Kamen Rider. People are used to it, and it's their own unique thing. They have the budget. I wouldn't say that their budget, but we won't know what I mean. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would like to see your opinions. If you do watch Kamen Rider, you have any questions on it, any stories you want me to tell, reviews I will do them. But yeah, so I'm supposed to be telling you about Kamen Rider, but I'm not really telling you much. But let's just say Kamen Rider is all unique. Every different Kamen Rider is unique to them. Each show has their unique aspects, and all the suit design is also amazing. How they made it and how each shoe represents their character, represents their values, and represents their gimmick, and how they use them. Okay, I'm not making sense, but if you watch the shows, you will understand, I guess. But some shows, the way they present the story is amazing, and their personality carries the show even. One such is Kamen Rider Decade. It is a good show, but what makes it very good is the main rider, which is Tsukasa, and he's just a god. He really is a god. Once you watch a few episodes, you were like, holy shit, this guy is amazing. And yeah, that is sometimes why I love the series in general, because some of the characters, they are just that good. The acting is just wow. So yeah, Decade is one of those shows which you just go wow. You know how in some animes you just like the one character because he's so badass. That is Decade. He is that one badass. And a lot of people don't really like it because probably the quality at that time was not so good. Quality as in like the very pixelated, not HD, not 4K, you know. But if you get past that, then you will appreciate it. So that's why I really recommend Kamen Rider to a lot of people. It's amazing. And also, right now there is the holidays and you got nothing to watch. So Kamen Rider is another way. There is over 38 shows. That's right, there are over 38. No, is there 32 or 38 shows? I forgot. But they're all different, amazing. There are so many movies on it. And Kamen Rider is under the tokusatsu genre. And since I was young, I love tokusatsu. So tokusatsu has your Power Rangers, Super Sentai, Ultraman, Godzilla, and Kamen Rider, of course. That's why I love this type of shows. Just Henshin is part of Henshin. And since young, I think you guys will have seen Henshin also. Henshin is like those, like what, Sailor Moon? They say a random word and transform into something. That's what a Henshin is. Just say a word, a catchphrase, and you become a superhero, transform to something. Which many of you guys probably have watched, like Sailor Moon, Power Ranger. They're all part of Henshin. I wouldn't say they're part of Tokusatsu, but yeah, I guess you could call another part is Henshin genre. It's all amazing. And obviously with such a big show like Kamen Rider, each different season series, they have their good and bad, and some of them are not really good for newcomers. So if you are new and you find like Kamen Rider is a bit interesting from what I'm talking about, then here are some series you wouldn't want to start with. One being Kamen Rider ZO. It is a show I wouldn't recommend you to watch. Next is Kamen Rider Ghost. I also wouldn't recommend you to watch if you're new, because scratch that. Kamen Rider Ghost is a lot of cliches and might not be the one for everyone. I don't really like it that much. The suit design is good, but the the series as a whole is really not, so I wouldn't recommend it. But Zero, I can without a doubt explain to you why it's not for newcomers. Because Kamen Rider Zero is an anniversary season, and it's the final episode. No, final episode. It's the last series for the Heisei era, and it's an anniversary season. But they don't know how to differentiate themselves. Do they want to be an anniversary season or a separate season to their own? So there is a lot of different mess in the storyline or the timeline. The world building is confusing, and most of the time you'll be very confused. Like, why is this guy? Who is that? Because the anniversary season, they'll bring in riders from different shows into one, talk about the story. So most of you wouldn't understand and will be confused as hell what the hell they are doing. And because it's also a mess on how the story progresses, so I wouldn't really recommend to you if you're new to it. It's full of nostalgia. If you watch Kamen Rider, if you used to watch a lot of Kamen Rider and you go back to it, then it's full of nostalgia. But other than that, it's not really the best for newcomers. For newcomers, I recommend Double Decade and Exit. Or 01. 01 is the more recent one. It's from the Reiwa. It's a good introduction to Reiwa, good start to a new generation. So yeah, I would recommend these 4 shows: Exit, Build, Double, Decade, and it's 5, and 01. So these 5 I would highly recommend to you, especially Exit and Build, because the way they present their story is amazing. The cast is all lovable and great. And yeah, so that is my thoughts on Kamen Rider. So I would like to hear you guys' opinions on Kamen Rider and how I can improve this whole setup. So if the camera is too wide, if my overlays over here are not fitting, then do let me know in the comments. Any questions on Kamen Rider, do let me know. So I'm planning to do more of this type of series, talking about not just Kamen Rider but the whole tokusatsu in general, like Super Sentai and Power Ranger. I think I want to talk more on that because that is a whole controversial stuff I want to get into. And yeah, so do let me know what else I can talk to. If you find this video not the best in terms of giving accurate information, or you want to hear more ranting, then I'm sure if you guys enjoy this, then I will definitely make a new one on this and improve it further. And I will do more of these different series, review even Kamen Rider shows. I can review them, even the movies, and do toy reviews. That's right, toy reviews, because Kamen Rider is made to promote their toys, so they will show you the toys they want to show, all that. I have some of the toys actually, and I've done a video on Kamen Rider Saber. I might have to redo that one because it wasn't the best. So do let me know your thoughts on it. You can go find it. I might link the video somewhere on the screen on top. So yeah, that is Kamen Rider for you today. Do let me know your opinions on this whole video, how I can improve, and there'll be more to come. So thank you for watching, and henshin.